Rob G, let's talk about Draymond Green and his stunt he pulled last night with the Warriors and Steve Kerr.
Shut up, Alex. Yes, big hullabaloo up there in the Bay last night in a game that should have been a positive because for the first time in a hot second, the Golden State Warriors got a good win. Steph Curry went nuclear in the third quarter. They don't beat good teams. They beat a playoff Orlando Magic team by about 20 points going away.
You took that, right? Or did you take We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But the big headline to come out of this game early in the second half during a timeout, they were scuffling at that point. Steve Kerr and Draymond Green have a little spat on the sideline. It culminates with Draymond Green getting up and going to the locker room. He missed about 9 minutes of game action, so he was in the back for about 15, 20 minutes or so. Eventually comes back just before the start of the fourth quarter, never takes off his warm-ups, never gets back into the game. Take a listen to both Steve Kerr and Draymond after the game trying to explain away what happened.
We got into it, obviously, and I took the timeout just because I thought we lost our focus there a little bit, and we had it out a little bit, and, he made his decision to go back to the locker room to cool off, and that's all I'm going to say about it. It's everything is private, and, I got nothing further to add.
He didn't play the last 20 minutes. Would you have gone back to
No, he wasn't going back in.
Did he? And was that a decision by him?
Well, he left. He went back to the locker room.
Draymond, what happened and why did you leave the bench?
Temper spilled over, and I just thought it was best that I get out of there. I don't think there was a situation where it was going to get better, so it was just best to remove myself, that's it.
What caused the argument?
Basketball. It's what we do. We play basketball. It's an emotional game. People lose their emotions. Sometimes it happens. It is what it is. We've been at this now for a long time, Sometimes you with people for a long time, there's a level of comfort, and it happens. We move forward.
I mean, do you feel like this will linger at all?
No, we move forward.
You know what?
What?
I'm glad he walked out on Steve Kerr, and Steve Kerr deserves all of it. All the smoke. He has created this monster in Draymond Green, and to have him walk out on his teammates and for it to be okay. And I would have told that dude, you better not come back out here, even if he ain't in the game. You better stay there if you're going to walk away from your teammates when you're trying to win a damn game. How dare Steve Kerr? Why does he continue to coddle this guy? Steve Curdle Milk is what you should be called, because your methods of coaching is ridiculous. He allowed him to sucker punch a guy, never even gave him a suspension, let Draymond talk about he walked away from the team and there was no discipline. And then they didn't want to suspend him because they wanted to make sure he was there for the ring ceremony so that he could get there. I would have said you got suspended for 10 games and we're giving out the rings on opening night and you won't get yours that night. I don't understand it. How do the other players allow that? You're another player on a team. You're going to let this guy walk out? Everybody has disagreements. You can't walk out on your teammates. What kind of coach has Steve Kerr turned into to allow this guy to do whatever he wants and then come back out? Kelvin, seriously, you play basketball. Come back out for what? You walked out on us. We're a team. Win together, lose together. We can argue. You can't walk out. It's ridiculous. I don't understand Steve Kerr, but I'm glad. Draymond, he's giving you a ton of rope. Use it. Make him look like the fool, because that's what it looks like. Really? Steve Kerr has no control over the team? You can walk out. Don't come back here. You don't come back until you apologize to everybody on this bench and this team and tell them it'll never happen again. Come back out. Oh, he wouldn't go back in the game. And you know what tells you how weak Steve Kerr is? You know what the reporter said?
You beat me to it. Yep.
You know what the reporter asked him? Was that
Draymond's decision?
Or yours? What?
When I heard that, I was like, what? Hold on, what? I would have went off for the report.
For the reporter even asked him that.
But that
tells
shows
you that.
That shows the leeway and
Ridiculous.
the excuses that have been built. All right, a couple of things. So you touched on a lot of that, and we disagreed and argued all day yesterday. We started off the show here mostly agreeing on this. This has been something that's been built up with this team for now 10, 15, 10, 12 years. They've allowed things with Draymond that have not been allowed with any other teammate. And you just mentioned something. You said, well, why would somebody else on the team should have been like, hey, man, you can't be doing that. That's the issue, is that their best player, Steph, is not that kind of guy. So Draymond would have Draymond. You get what I'm saying? If there was another Draymond would have Draymond Greened it right then. But there's nobody else who's built like that. And so Steve Kerr has built and created where Draymond gets away with stuff that nobody else could get with. Because if Draymond tried to get away with the stuff Draymond does, he would have let him know. He would have checked him.
I don't doubt for 1 second if Michael Jordan was on that bench, he would have grabbed him and said, where are you going?
Where are you going?
Where are you going?
Or the opposite. If you left, when you come back, no, we good. We good on you today.
Get back.
No, we
Go
don't
back.
need you. You didn't want to be a part of this comeback, this win, whatever. We don't need you right now. So let me elaborate on a couple other things. I think Steve Kerr is so much indoctrinated with Phil Jackson's ideology and the way Phil Jackson coached. Phil Jackson was so unique, he was telling Dennis Rodman, hey, go blow steam off in Vegas. And I think Steve Kerr adopted too much of that where I know I got different personalities. I got to allow this guy to do that. I got to let this guy do that. I'm going to give him leeway. I'm going to be harder on him. And I think he's trying to do that too much. Draymond has been allowed to do too much from a league standpoint and from a Warrior standpoint. You can't stomp people in the chest, punch your own teammates, punch other people, head like Rudy Gobert, cuss people out, cuss Kevin Durant out. That's so much so that he leaves the team. Like, how much more can a man get away with? And that's the thing that blows me away. And Steve Kerr has to have a point where he puts his foot down, or that team. Who checks Draymond?
Nobody.
Does anybody in the organization check Draymond? Does the bully ever get bullied? And it reminds me of a scene in one of my favorite movies, Road to Perdition. Anybody ever seen Road to Perdition? There's a scene where basically the head boss man, his son is just a terrible, incompetent gangster. Tom Hanks is really the one who should be his son, but is not his biological son. The bad dude, the bad son goes off, does some wild stuff, and even hurts Tom Hanks' kids, kills his family and everything. And then basically Tom finally gets to him and he says, well, why you let him do that? And he said, well, that's my son. What did you want me to do? And that's what Steve Kerr has created, where they look at Draymond and go, well, I mean, that's our guy. What do you want us to do? No, somebody check him. Because then he gets all philosophical at the press conferences. Oh, man, well, just, you're too old, Draymond. You've been doing this for too long. And at some point, you expect somebody from top down the Warriors to check him, and it never happens.
I just can't believe. I can't believe that
somebody's supposed to been punched the bully. I'm talking in the NBA as a whole.
We've said that over and over.
Somebody was supposed to have been chin checked him. He gets away with so much throughout this league, from a league standpoint to the team, organizationally, within his own locker room, checking his coach. And again, guys get into it, coaches get into it, players
Nobody's
get into
saying that you can't have an
but
argument.
You don't just walk away. Because remember what he said? Draymond said this. We didn't air this part. He said, I walked away so that it wouldn't get worse. Like, what, you going to punch Steve Kerr?
Right. Unbelievable. All right.
All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.